What's the story, Morning Glory? What is the word, hummingbird? Well, the word is another person has come out to say that Heather Gay is lying about what happened to her black eye. That person is Tamra Judge. Tamra Judge from Real Housewives of the OC fame. So Tamra has a podcast with Teddy Mellencamp called Two Teas in a Pod. And on that podcast, they were discussing Heather and their relationship with Heather. And basically they started off by saying that Heather had unfollowed both of them on social media because she was upset that they had interviewed another Real Housewives of Salt Lake City cast member as their first guest instead of her. So she didn't like that. And I don't know what else was going on between these women, but Heather ended up unfollowing them. So I guess when Heather unfollowed Tamra and Teddy, Tamra, I guess, got the courage to spill the beans on Heather. So Tamra Judge says that Heather had injured her eye on purpose. She had done something to her eye on purpose before they even left for their trip to San Diego. And that when they arrived in San Diego, Heather's eye was actually kind of red because of whatever she did when they were still back in Utah. She had done something to her eye. And so when she arrived in San Diego, it was already kind of red, but she was applying makeup to cover it up. And then as the blood began to drain, her eye began to darken. And that's how it appeared like she had this black eye. But her eye was also swollen shut. So I don't know what she could have done to not only make it appear, black and blue, but also extremely swollen. It looked like it was actually swollen. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but Tamara is alleging that Heather did this to herself on purpose. Intentionally for either a storyline or for attention. And this is a reason why she won't give up any names, because it wasn't done by anybody other than herself. This is so crazy and bizarre. I don't know. This is giving, Jussie Smollett vibes. Seriously, Jussie Smollett vibes. If what Tamara is saying is true in any way. Now, I think that she had accidentally hurt herself, or someone had accidentally hurt her. Maybe her and Jen were drunk out of their minds when they came back from that night of partying in San Diego, and maybe they were fooling around or frolicking or whatever, and things got out of hand, and maybe Jen accidentally hit her in the eye, or someone accidentally hit her in the eye, or Heather herself injured herself by accident. She ran into something or something. But I don't think that she was in any kind of physical fight where somebody mollywopped her in the face and caused her to have this black eye. I don't believe that. And the reason why I don't believe that is because she's acting really funny about it. She's acting like, oh, I don't want to talk about it. But then she'll bring it up and she'll point it out all the time, even though she doesn't want to talk about it. So it's like she's seeking attention for it, even though she claims she doesn't want to talk about it. And it's just, the whole story is just so bizarre. It is giving me Jussie Smollett like a thousand times. I just can't shake that off. So Tamara doesn't believe it. Tamara says that she intentionally hurt herself. I don't believe it. I'm saying that she did hurt herself, but it was accidentally. And supposedly Heather herself had hinted on her social media that she was going to reveal exactly what happened to her black eye in her book, Bad Mormon. So I don't know if she's being really business savvy, or she's being very grimy right now to injure herself on purpose, to make people think that somebody did this to her, just to reveal exactly what happened in her book. Not even on the show, but in her book. So you have to buy her book to know what the hell is going on. I don't know. This whole situation is just making Heather look so bad. Moving on to Molly and Cynthia. So Molly and Cynthia from 90 Day Fiance fame. Molly was in she was in, I don't know what season it was. Was it season 5? I'm not sure. But back in 2018, Molly appeared for the very first time on 90 Day Fiance when she hooked up with Luis. I think his name was Luis Hernandez. I think that was his name. So I didn't know this, but Molly had met Luis when she was on a girls trip in the Dominican Republic with Cynthia, and Cynthia had actually encouraged Molly to apply for 90 Day Fiance because, her and Louise, I guess, were really hot and heavy. And so she encouraged Molly to apply for the show. Molly got on the show, and that was the first time that we were introduced to Molly and even her best friend, Cynthia. Now, that whole entire season, Louise made a complete fool out of her. That man came into her home and completely took over her house. He refused. I remember there was this one scene where he locked himself in one of the the bedrooms and refused to come out. And he was playing the music extremely loud, and she was banging on the door, threatening to take the door down, threatening to call the police on him because he absolutely refused to come out of that room. I'm sorry, but Luis made her look like a damn fool. He didn't get along with her children. Her girls did not like him. It was just bad. It was such a bad look for Molly. But anyway, she moved on to bigger and better things. Then she met someone on 90 Day the Single Life, this guy named Kelly, who occasionally appears with her on 90 Day Fiance Pillow Talk. Now, I'm used to seeing Molly and Cynthia on 90 Day Fiance Pillow Talk. I prefer seeing Molly and Cynthia together. I think the two of them are a very, very funny duo. I don't really care for Molly and Luis on Pillow Talk. I don't watch 90 Day Fiance The Single Life. I don't watch that, so I'm not really familiar with their relationship. All I know is what I see on Pillow Talk, and it's just not as funny or entertaining as her and Cynthia. So evidently, my point is, they have broken up their friendship, Molly and Cynthia. They're no longer friends. That is the word on the street. Something happened. We don't know what. Neither one of them is talking, but something went down, and they're no longer friends. Now, the one rumor that I've heard circulating is that Molly wanted to film more with Kelly on Pillow Talk, and this made Cynthia feel some kind of way, so that probably caused the rift. I have no idea. Another rumor that I've heard is that they have like very extreme opposite or extreme beliefs, and I don't know what exactly, that their belief in politics or I don't know what has changed, where they used to be in agreement, now they're not in agreement. And maybe, I have no idea, y'all. Don't let me sit up here and lie, but they're no longer friends. That is for sure. Something has happened to their friendship. Neither one of them is talking. Molly's representative says that Molly is not going to address these issues on any type of social media or in the press, that she is more focused on her own personal goals, and that she is focused on her charities. Cynthia seems like is also not going to speak on it. Whatever the situation is, if either one of them is going to talk first, I think it's going to be Cynthia. I think Cynthia is going to spill the tea before Molly. So as far as their business, so they are co-owners of Livy Ray Lingerie, and they have been in this business for quite a while, for a few years now. And I think they also even had a reality TV show, the two of them, that was centered around their lingerie store, because I think their store caters to either plus size women or large chested women, since it's really hard to find good lingerie if you're plus size, or if you have a really large chest, it's really hard to find like really good supportive bras. I think that's what the show was centered around, but I'm not quite sure. But I think I remember seeing that show years and years ago. I think I remember that. But anyways, so they are still in business together. The Instagram for Livy Ray Lingerie says that still has Cynthia listed as the co-owner. And on the Instagram for Livy Ray, Molly issued a statement saying that the business is undergoing structural changes, but they are still operating. Nothing is going to stop that anytime soon. Livy Ray is still here, but it is going through structural changes. So obviously this has something to do with the breakup of their friendship. I just hope that we get to get more information as far as what happened, because who doesn't love Molly and Cynthia together? They seem like they were going to be best friends until, they took their last breath. And it seems like, they would have even had another reality TV show together, just focused on them two and all of their shenanigans. But everything must come to an end. Moving on to last and definitely least, Maurice Gipson from Love After Lockup. So Maurice Gipson was featured on Love After Lockup with his then fiance, but then no, I think they were already married at the time. So they were both featured on Love After Lockup, and I think her name was Mandy. I think that was her name, Mandy. So on Love After Lockup, after he got released from prison, either they got married or were already married. Oh no, they got married on the show. And I remember Maurice was going to turn his life around. He was going to be, a productive citizen. He was going to get a job. He was going to learn a trade. He was going to do all these wonderful things. Well, Maurice Gipson is back in jail. I guess he cannot leave that life of crime alone. So In December, he was charged with a lot of stuff. He was charged with possession. He was charged with grand theft. He was charged with assault with a deadly weapon. He was also charged with burglary. I'm pretty sure that a lot of these charges are going to end up being dropped. But supposedly, he had stolen $950 plus worth of merchandise from some store. I don't know what store. I don't know what he stole. His defense is that he had already purchased these things legally. But evidently, somebody was accusing him of stealing. The police were called. A high-speed chase ensued, and he ended up driving down or speeding down the wrong way, and he got charged with that as well. So he got charged with evasion of a peace officer, going the wrong way during a high-speed chase, a whole bunch of stuff. So he's currently in jail on a $315,000 bond. His wife Mandy is sticking by his side. Supposedly she had taken down pictures of him on her social media. I don't know why, but she's taking down pictures of him on her social media, but she is still posting on her stories, her Instagram stories, proclaiming her love for him, you know, her support of him. She's appearing for court to support him, and when she appears for court, they say that she's appearing in blue, not only in support of Maurice, but also in support of the group organization that he's affiliated with. So they're still going strong, I guess. Everybody told Mandy, this is not a good idea. This is not a good look for you. But she believed in this guy. She thought that they were going to be living happily ever after with their baby, that he was going to be a productive citizen. But I don't know. Maybe this is what she's attracted to. She's attracted to, you know, the bad guy. You know, she's attracted to people who are in and out of jail. Maybe that's her thing, and she really doesn't care. And, doesn't really mean anything to her. But yeah, so that's my little reality tidbit, little reality tea mess. And I really do appreciate you joining me on your way out. Please do not forget to rate the video. If you like this content, go ahead and subscribe, and I will definitely talk to you later. Bye.